when you get knocked down a little bit and you look at it as, what is this situation reflecting back to me? What is this trying to teach me? How is this going to help me grow? If you can use that getting knocked down a bit as an opportunity to look for the things that are going to help you grow and see it from that lens, you're going to start skyrocketing. Hi guys, welcome back to a new episode of Synced Up. Thank you for all being here with me this week. I hope everything is going well. And if you like this podcast, it would mean so much to me if you could just leave a review. It takes 2 seconds. Yeah. Okay, so let's get into the episode. Today, I'm going to talk about how to level up. And this means leveling up in terms of your career, your relationship with yourself, your relationship with others, your relationship to the universe, leveling up in all areas of your life, building your confidence, self-esteem, all the good stuff. And honestly, I feel like I need this episode as well because this past week, I don't know what was going on with the planets or just with myself, but my anxiety was so bad. And I just felt like I had no control over myself, and I was really letting my external environment dictate how I felt. And when that happens, obviously you can't control anything outside of you. You can only control yourself and how you choose to show up, respond, and react to whatever's happening around you. So I think a big part of leveling up is learning how to be with yourself and how to handle these situations with grace and with confidence and with a real sense of groundedness in yourself, because things can happen outside of you and it can really knock you down, or the universe can test you and it can really, really shake you up. But a lot of times when you are getting, actually not a lot of times, all the times, also, do you like my nails? All the times when you are getting tested or triggered, that is the universe testing you to see, okay, are you going to handle this situation with the same low self-worth behaviors? Because when you're getting tested, it's an indication that your manifestation or whatever you desire is orbiting you. And in order to meet with this manifestation, you have to show and communicate through your actions, I believe in myself, I respect myself, I value myself, and I have high self-worth. So how you respond to the tests and to the triggers is an indication, and you showing and communicating through your actions, no, I've learned this lesson and I'm going to handle this with grace. I'm going to handle this differently than how I did in the past. And when you do end up doing that and passing those tests, that's when you up level. But a lot of times when you are in the experience of up leveling, you're going to get tested, because whatever's not serving you right now, that needs to be left in the past. So the universe is going to test you and be like, okay, are you really ready to up level? And if you are, then amazing. And if you're not, no worries. No, like that. I feel like the connotation behind a test is like, okay, either you pass or you fail. And that's not true at all. A lot of times, sometimes we have our biggest areas of growth when we are tested and when we learn through those tests. So they're always a blessing in disguise. You're always growing from it and getting stronger from it, if that's how you can perceive it. So I'm going to get into the bulk of this episode because I really feel like I've been tested and I just needed these reminders, and I just know somebody else is going to need it too. So 3 ways to level up. And this is how to also pass tests from the universe. So number 1 is to take inventory of all the people, thought patterns, and beliefs that are no longer serving you. So think about where you are in your life right now and think about yourself at this level, and you want to get to this level. What people are not supporting you? What people do you leave feeling kind of icky after or kind of drained after? Because in order to meet that new manifestation and get to the next level, you have to shed the old patterns of your old self. And there's going to be lots of old selves because this is a journey. You're always going to continue growing and getting stronger and up leveling, but kind of take inventory of, okay, what was serving me when I was at this level and what have I outgrown? And a lot of times that can be people draining your energy or just taking advantage of you or not seeing you for your light and who you truly are. So you need to clear space of those people in order to let new people in. It's like a total energetic thing. But if you think about it, like you need to clear that space because it's blocking the space for something more aligned to come in. And then for the beliefs and the thought patterns, it's kind of tough, right? To get into your subconscious mind because it's always on autopilot, and to really reflect on, all right, what are the beliefs that are not serving me, or how am I viewing myself that's actually bringing me down? And what's difficult about this is that you have to be radically honest with yourself. And being radically honest with yourself is not easy because no one wants to see themselves in that light. And it took me a long time to realize that, but I finally, would have these breakthroughs where I just admitted, like, okay, this is how I actually believe things to be true about myself. And it's not necessarily true, but it was difficult to face myself having these low self-esteem or low self-worth beliefs about myself. But the quicker and the more honest that you are with yourself, the more you're going to be able to be aware of it. And the more you're aware of it, the more you can start to change it. So it's actually very empowering. But for your belief systems, start to ask yourself, what has been triggering me? Think about the last people, experiences, situations that generated a strong emotional reaction from you, because your triggers are your GPS to where you need healing. And what did it trigger for you? What emotions did it bring up? Did it make you feel like you weren't good enough? Did it make you feel like you weren't being seen or heard? What was it bringing up for you? How did it make you feel? And what was the self-talk like when it was going on? Were you being hypercritical of yourself? Were you being loving and compassionate towards yourself? It's good to just get curious and really get to know yourself, because that's how you create change. Just get really clear on and start asking yourself all these questions, because it will guide you to where you need healing, the beliefs, the limiting beliefs that you have. And then once you know the limiting beliefs, you can start to turn it around and create those empowering beliefs that are going to support you and who you want to be. Number 2, focus all your energy into yourself. If you've been following me on Instagram, you've been seeing my stories, and I have been going on and on about how right now I am calling my energy and my power back to myself by putting all the energy that I was putting out towards other people, and even energy that I was putting towards fear-based beliefs and thoughts. I'm just acknowledging it, letting it be, and then calling that energy back to myself. And so what I've been doing is I'm revisiting my goals, because I had these really, really strong goals in the beginning of the month. And then, it continued, it persisted, but then I started getting sidetracked by distractions. And I started putting more energy towards that instead of myself. And I can actually look at the experience that was a distraction and say thank you to it and be grateful for it, because it's helping me realize, like, okay, wow, I need to get back on track, and I need to focus my energy back into myself and get back to that energy and state that I was in before it even happened. Take note of your goals and ask yourself, how are they going? What's derailing you or getting you off track from keeping these goals? Where are you still playing small, and what's causing you to play small? So it's going to be just a lot of reflection. But this usually happens to me when I start dating. I don't know what it is, but I'll be so focused on myself. And then because I'm so focused on myself and my energy is genuinely invested in me, my health, the relationships in my life, like my family and my friends, and my career, I'm genuinely just so focused on that, and I'm feeling so happy and joyful. All these guys start coming in, and my energy becomes magnetic to all of these guys. And then I'll, be a little bit hesitant, I'll be a little bit wary. And then finally, I kind of just let my guard down and I just open up. And then I notice that it can be difficult for me to balance having a relationship and also keeping that focus on myself. And, it's, again, all of these situations are blessings in disguise, because they mirror back to us where we're kind of getting off track, or where we need to heal, or where we need to put our focus more. So when things like that start to happen, of course, it can be a little bit scary and it can feel like, oh my God, I don't have any control over my life right now. But that's when you really need to buckle down and focus on, okay, I just need to bring all that energy back into myself. And what's truly meant for you will not pass you. So if something's taking your energy and you realize, like, okay, I actually just need a boundary right now. Like, I just need a boundary to focus on myself, bring the energy back to myself, and realize, like, this is taking too much of me and my time and mental space. And it takes a lot of self awareness to do that, but it is the most powerful thing that you can do for yourself. And if you don't have you, no one's gonna have you. So just prioritize yourself. And you can always go back. And I'm like kind of speaking this to you, but I'm also telling this to myself. But you can always go back. You know, nothing is permanent, and you can temporarily let go of whatever it is. And just until you feel like you have that groundedness within yourself and that sense of independence and confidence and just focus and priority of yourself, then you can kind of be like, okay, how can I revisit this situation if you want to, unless something better comes in? How can I revisit this situation with stronger boundaries over myself? Because you cannot control other people. You can't control anything out, you know, in your external environment. You can only control yourself. So instead of doing the same thing and expecting a different result, which is insanity, take the lesson from whatever's happening and be like, okay, you know what? This was the universe giving me a little kick in the ass because my manifestations are orbiting. How can I use this to then show up better the next time? And whatever that might be. And it's usually just boundaries with yourself. A lot of times we don't even realize, like, you need boundaries with yourself. You know, you think about needing boundaries with work or with friends or with even social media. But we kind of forget that boundaries with ourself and really understanding what that means for you, because everyone's needs are different, but getting clear on that, that's a way of honoring yourself. And when you take these steps to honor yourself and do what's best for you, what's in alignment with you and your highest self, oh my God, take a shot every time I say itself. That in itself is going to communicate high self-worth to the universe. And when you communicate high self-worth to the universe, you create magnetism and you're raising your vibration, you're up leveling in that sense. And when you do that, your energy alone, you don't even have to do anything. Your energy alone will magnetize people, situations, and experiences that are now in alignment with this higher vibrational energy. So a way that you can look at it too, and now I'm kind of just seeing this now, but we're always up leveling. You know, if you're working on yourself, even if you're experiencing hard times, you are always up leveling because you have that self-awareness and that mindfulness and willingness to want to get better, to want to up level. So you always will be going like this, even if it's like that. If you're not watching this, then you won't be able to see, but you're always going to be going up, even if sometimes you have to go down a little bit first. But that's exactly how this is. Say you're at this certain level and you're getting tested and you're getting knocked down a little bit vibrationally and energetically, because of course it's going to feel uncomfortable when you're going through a test and when you're going through a change. But if you allow yourself to just kind of be in that anxiety or that stress or that fear, whatever it is, and then work through it. So you're at this level and then you get knocked down a little bit, you get tested a little bit because that's life. And you feel, I mean, this is how I felt this weekend. I was just feeling so low. I was crying, but then I knew in the back of my head, because my faith in the universe is so strong, I was like, you know what? I trust that this is all happening for a reason. And I stayed in the whole weekend. I connected with myself. I just nourished myself. I was attentive to myself and my needs, and I took care of myself first. And I got knocked down a bit, but when you get knocked down a little bit, and you look at it as, okay, what is this situation reflecting back to me? What is this trying to teach me? How is this going to help me grow? And you look for the lesson, you look for the opportunity in it, because there is always something to take from it. And now I'm using it as, okay, this is actually guiding me and pushing me, getting me back on track to excelling and getting onto the next level. So you might be at a really good place and then you feel yourself getting tested and knocked down a bit. But if you can use that getting knocked down a bit as an opportunity to look for the things that are going to help you grow and see it from that lens, you're going to start skyrocketing. You are literally going to start skyrocketing and past that level that you were at before. So you could sometimes have to get knocked down a bit in order to get to the next level. And that should be kind of reassuring to you if you are in a little bit of a rock bottom, or if you are getting kind of pushed a little bit, because it's the universe shaking you and being like, look at this opportunity in this trigger. Look at this lesson in this situation. Because if you can take the lesson from it and grow from it and then just apply it and be patient with yourself, you're going to get to the next level and something even better is going to come into your life. Number 3 is to be intentional with where you are putting your time and energy. And I want you to start looking at your decision-making process from this lens of, okay, will doing this, will going to this, will speaking to this person, will this help me and support me in getting to the next level? And if not, then it's a no. And if yes, then it's a yes. So for instance, if my goal right now is to really excel in my career, and if excelling in my career means making sure that my energy is on point, because I need to be able to speak to you guys. I need to be able to show up for my community, for my audience, for my family, for my friends, for myself. So if I get invited to a dinner party with people who don't necessarily support me, don't see me in my light, or drain my energy, or they gossip a lot, you kind of get the gist. I'm not going to go. But the old version of myself would be like, well, what if they get mad at me? Or what if it's really fun and I start getting FOMO? So a lot of times, and I notice this with a lot of friendships too, it can create a lot of anxiety of, I don't want to let this person down, or I don't want them to get mad at me. But in my soul, I know I don't want to go to this because I just know it's going to drain my energy. It's going to I'm going to feel hungover the next day. I'm not going to be able to show up for myself in the way that I want. And is that going to help me towards being the best version of myself, towards reaching my goals in my career, or towards nurturing myself and my energy? No. So it's also really learning how to say no and getting rid of that people-pleasing mentality and just doing what's best for you. It's not selfish to say no to something that you know is not going to serve you, because you know what would actually be more selfish is going to that, betraying yourself, and then not being able to show up in the way that you want to, because your energy and your presence is your power. Your energy is your power. So if you are giving your energy away and not valuing it, you're devaluing yourself by doing something that you don't want to do, you're not going to be able to show up, or in my case, I'm not going to be able to show up in the ways that I want for you guys. And that's tied to my career. And if I can't show up for you guys, then I'm not doing my career. I'm not living in my light. And when you live in your light, you reflect that back to other people. You inspire other people to live in their light. So you're actually having a way bigger impact than you could even imagine by just living in your authenticity, because people feel that. People feel energy. That's why your energy is your power. Your vibes speak louder than your words. So if you're giving it away and you're not honoring your energy, then every interaction that you're having is not gonna be as powerful and as healing or as light or fun as you want it to be. And you're doing yourself a disservice, which is then doing every person that you come in contact with a disservice as well. Or to kind of put into perspective, if I get invited to a late dinner and it's going to interfere with my workout the next morning, my workout is a priority, because I know when I show up for myself in that way, I show up for everything better. I show up better for everything else in my life. So if I'm going to get invited to this dinner and it's going to run late and I'm going to be drinking, and if it's not with people who I'm crazy about, I'm going to say no to that and honor myself and honor my commitments, because ultimately in the long term, it's going to have a way better benefit and effect and impact on myself and everyone around me. And I do think it's also important though, because I'm not saying like don't go out and don't go drink with your friends or whatever. I'm just saying be intentional about who and what you are giving your time and energy to. And if going out is important to you, just how it is to me, my social life is a big pillar in my values, then set a day, set 2 days, set whatever amount of days that you want to nurture that side of your well-being. And give yourself grace, give yourself compassion. You do not need to be hard on yourself if you end up going out and you feel hungover the next day. If you had a fun time, then that matters too, because ultimately we're doing this to feel good. So if you are going out, but you're having a great time with your friends and you're making new memories, there's no reason to beat yourself up over that. In my example before, it was more just people who I felt were draining my energy or didn't support me. That's not gonna make me feel like I'm having fun or having a good time. But if this is with people who you love and care about and they love and care about you, and you're just going out and living your best life, then absolutely do it and give yourself that grace and compassion and that ease, because we've all been there. We've all had a night out, woken up feeling like shit, and guess what? You made great memories, you bonded, you connected with people, and that's equally as important. Just to tie it all together, be intentional with your time and energy, because when you project that type of value towards yourself, you are then signaling to everyone around you, this is how I value myself, and they're going to value you in the same exact way. Wait, that was 3 things. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, I have one more thing that I want to share with you. And I guess it's a tip, it's a tool, it's an exercise that I started doing, and I noticed just such an immediate shift in my vibration. And especially if you're feeling stuck or you're feeling kind of low vibe, that's okay. Sometimes I used to get scared to feel anxious or to feel low vibe because I was thinking like, oh my God, am I going to be attracting that? And you're not. Do not worry. Everyone goes through it. It's okay. It's just now acknowledging it, giving yourself that grace and that compassion and that love. Because if you think about it, if you are being so mean and hard on yourself, that's not going to do anything. That's just literally going to keep you down. And you want to build yourself up. You want to start getting yourself out of this funk. And one step that you can do, that I do, and it just immediately puts things into perspective for me and raises my vibration, is starting your day by writing 10 blessings and saying thank you, writing it or saying it 3 times after each one. And really, for each of the blessings, get specific. Don't just say, I'm so blessed to have my family. I'm so blessed to have my friends. I'm so blessed to have my health. Say, I'm so blessed to have a family that unconditionally loves and supports me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so grateful and I'm so blessed to have friends who check in on me and support me and accept me no matter what, who make me feel so comfortable being my authentic self. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am so blessed to have my health, to have the ability to walk, to have all my limbs, and to be able to go to the gym and move my body and express myself and wear what I want and have that freedom, because having your health gives you freedom. Think about all the times when you were sick and you just wish so badly that you could just breathe properly or you could just go for a walk. Think about those moments, and that ties it back to just like, oh, I'm so blessed to have my health. We cannot take these things for granted. And when you really feel into, wow, I am blessed to have my health. I'm blessed to have my body that can move and function. I'm blessed to have a heart that keeps me alive without me even having to think about it. I'm blessed to have lungs that allow me to run and to breathe and to experience life. It becomes so much more powerful. And when you put out that energy of gratitude and just truly gratitude for all the blessings in your life, a side effect of that, because not only does it just make you feel so grateful, and it makes you so much more present, and it puts your anxiety into perspective of, I really do have a blessed life. A side effect of that is the universe then gives you and responds to your energy with more things to be grateful for, with experiences that make you feel gratitude, with people who make you feel that gratitude. And living a life of gratitude is living a life of joy. And ultimately, that's what we want, is to feel joyful and to have that high quality value of life, no matter where we're at, what we're doing, what kind of position we're in. If you can just get present with the core blessings in your life, that in itself will help you get to the next level and change your energy, change your vibration, and then change what you begin to attract. So I hope this episode was uplifting and inspiring. Thank you so much for being here, and I love you so much, and I will see you next week. Bye.